Now, Russia says Syrian militants have violated the ceasefire 23 times. A defense ministry official said anti-Damascus groups targeted residential areas as well as army positions. The military noted that the Syrian government is fully respecting the truce. The Russian official also said the ceasefire in the city of Aleppo is largely holding. Russia has sent artillery reconnaissance equipment to Aleppo to detect and suppress attempts of ceasefire violations. The nationwide truce that went into effect on Monday does not include the terrorist group Daesh and Jabhat Fath al-Sham, also known as the Al-Nusra Front. Joining us now is Max Igan. He's a radio host and political commentator, and he joins us via Skype from Pucallpa. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Igan. Now, I'd like to get your opinion, first of all, of this ceasefire. It's almost 24 hours into it. It seems to be largely holding. However, there have been violations, individual violations that are being reported. But it is quite shaky, isn't it?
Well, it is shaky, and you've got to understand that the forces that have really constructed this entire debacle in Syria don't really want the ceasefire to hold. You know, the rebel forces are financed and controlled by the West. They've been put in there to undermine the Assad government, and really that's the goal of the United States, is to get Assad out. So these sort of ceasefires will look good for, you know, the public eyes, but really you've got to look at who's controlling it all. And as you can see, there's been rebels that have been breaking the ceasefire already, and all of these rebels are US-backed. These are all Western-backed rebels. So it is very, very shaky, and it's doubtful that it will hold, because the forces that are basically invading Syria really want the invasion to go ahead. They want to see Assad deposed, and it doesn't look like they're going to take any way out of that. So I don't think it'll last very long at all, to be honest.
Right, but Mr. Igan, what about those who were really looking forward to or expecting those joint U.S.-Russia strikes against Daesh and the terrorist group formerly known as Al-Nusra Front?
Well, these groups, again, you look at who's financing and running these groups. Who runs Daesh? Where did ISIS come from? It's all US and Western based. I mean, this can be very clearly seen, even from the emails that have been recently exposed. There's all sorts of things that indicate where this group is coming from and who's financing it. So, of course, all of the theatre that we see against these groups is exactly that. It's theatre. I mean, it's people that are saying, yes, we're going to join forces and do this, but the United States is very, very slippery. It talks with a forked tongue, and it says that it's doing something with one hand when really it's doing something else with the other, and people should pay attention to this, I think.
And before I let you go, Mr. Igan, there are many who have been skeptical about this deal, just like you, and said that the terrorist groups are going to use this opportunity to regroup and rearm. Do you see that happening?
Oh, I do, absolutely. You know, it's not going to stop until the West stops pouring arms in there. And, you know, with the increase of aid that we're seeing to various nations in the area, I don't think we're going to see these arms failing at any time soon. So, you know, I think that's really what it will be. It's just a new, you know, drawing out the checkerboard anew for the next move. That's all it will be. It'll just be a regrouping, and they'll come back with something in some other area that people just didn't expect. That's just the way they play it. They'll do what they can to make sure this conflict keeps going, and it will keep going and keep doing that until the people wake up to themselves and start calling our governments to account, really.
All right, let's wait and see how this pans out. That's Max Igan, radio host and political commentator, joining us via Skype from Pucallpa. Many thanks indeed for your comments here on Press TV, Mr. Igan.